Hey man, how's it going?
Howdy doody, not too bad.
Howdy
Nothing
doody.
much to report. Just had my birthday yesterday, and
That's right.
unfortunately, I did not get a very good gift from Futurama. It was
No, you did not.
not very
Yeah.
well thought out gift at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, let's get right into it. So yeah, welcome back everyone to Bite My Shiny Metal Cast. So this is just a discussion video, just on our
Quick review.
basic quick review of the new season that just premiered last week. Obviously, we did the One Amigo last week. So yeah, this one is what's this episode again? Quids game.
Quiz
Okay.
game, like
Okay.
Squid Game, which
Yeah.
this is very loosely based after, with a
hmm
very B plot line, which is like totally in the background. But I feel like they were trying to go for a heartfelt episode, like what we got with last season's or no, not last season's
Game of Tones,
Game
right?
of Tones, yeah, with
With
Fry's
his
mom
mom.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Seymour, which no longer matters canonically.
Bark. Yeah, Professor
um
Bark. Yeah, his dad, the Cold Warriors. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And Luck of
and
the
I
Friars. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
there's they probably have about one per season, right? Yeah.
yeah, so okay, well let's get into the thing. So I'm the basis of the Quids game is basically what you just mentioned, Mitchell, right? So this is it's a Squid Game ripoff, which to be fair, you and I did kind of predict this in our predictions video from
Yes.
a few months back, and we'll get to that as well. But yeah, this is basically Squid Game, but in the Futurama context. So basically, it's Fry's birthday. We don't actually know what age he's turning, but it's his birthday.
Right. That was another thing I was
Right.
going to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's glum. He doesn't really like his birthday because something has happened. And to be fair, continuity wise, we never actually ever established Fry's birthday. I don't think we've ever had an episode with his birthday. We've had one with Amy and Zoidberg,
Yeah.
but as far as I can remember, I don't think we've ever had anything with Fry's. But in any case,
Nicholas'
um,
birthday too. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just trying to remember because they sing that song which I love, which is
with
basically the
yeah,
birthday
just
song but with
today,
different
yeah,
lyrics.
exactly, yeah. So
It's
it's just
Mitchell's
it's one of those
birthday.
things. But yeah, anyway, so it's his birthday, but he's glum about it because of something that happened to him on his 8th birthday. Okay, and we're going to touch upon that again as well. And it just so happens that Leela was throwing a surprise party for them on the Planet Express ship, and everybody basically that we've come to know and has had voices over the course of like past 20 years, they all show up for this birthday. They're all hiding in the ship, but
They actually got
as
a character model wrong here too.
did they? Okay, so
Yeah.
they crash land. Leela gets pulled into this thing. They crash land on some weird asteroid-looking barren rock planet thing, and it just so happens to take in Fry's essence because he kind of tears up on it or something, and then his old
Was it?
house.
I thought it was drool.
I think it's a tear because I think he hit
No,
it.
no, yeah.
Oh no,
Hit
it is
He,
drool. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, he got a mouthful of dirt or something like that. So,
Right. Yeah, right. So his house shows up, and then it also turns out to be his 8th birthday, the exact moment in which he was thinking about when it came to his birthday and everything. So,
Yeah.
any case, the whole episode lands with games all talking about or all dealing with things that he did when he was on his 8th birthday party that
Yeah.
led to some horrible situation that he never
Barrel
really
of
got.
monkeys,
Yeah.
find the baseball, or just
Mhm.
hide and seek basically, but with
Yeah.
baseballs,
Pin the tail
and
on the
then pin the tail on the
donkey,
donkey.
and musical chairs
Oh, and also pinata, yeah.
and the piñata. Yeah, there's actually quite a few.
Yeah, that's
Um,
just 5. I think that's about as much as there was. We could be missing one, but yeah. But
Yeah,
basically
I'm pretty sure that's
typical birthday kid stuff,
It was a kid's
birthday
birthday party.
party games. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, without going into like major spoilers for the episode, but now we can. So you've been warned. So yeah, so you and I, Mitchell, we were hinting at this episode being it wasn't great. Um,
No,
it
no,
lacks
it
just like the
couldn't
one amigo,
find
it lacks resolution at the end as well.
yes, finality. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the person who wrote this is either a parent who wants to do great for the kids but doesn't talk to the kids, or it's a he's blaming his parents on wanting to do good and him being a victim of some kind. So there's no good way of there's no good angle that I can come with as like for the writing. Like there's just like
Yeah.
Fry's sad about his birthday because he had friends when he's young, but they all thought he cheated during these games,
Mhm.
which he didn't.
Yeah.
And he lost
And
his
it
friends,
turns
which I
out,
actually
yeah. I feel bad for him.
that was
Gedgy.
interesting to see that callback because that was one of the ones that were from the
Comedy
Comedy
Central
Central
run.
runs, right?
Yeah.
The one with the heartfelt one with his father, who's John DiMaggio. I love the dude, but he did not sound very good this episode.
Yancey Senior was bad, wasn't he?
Yancey Senior was bad, and he was only good maybe the last few lines that we saw him.
Yeah.
And same with Elzar.
Elzar was off base. And what happened? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, because we were doing this, I wanted to have a little more context and just other people's opinions on Reddit. There's a lot of people saying, well, like we'll forgive him, kind of thing, his voices and stuff like that. I get it. Time happens. Everyone changes, but the dude's only like in his 50s, and the fact that Maurice LaMarche still sounds good for all his stuff, and that guy is like old as crap. I think he's the oldest one out of all of them. And the two youngest ones, I think, are Phil LaMarr and John DiMaggio. And John DiMaggio sounds bad, but he sounds great as Bender. He hasn't changed an instance for Bender, but for the other ones, you can hear it.
Well, it's also Elzar is also a copy off of the that famous chef from that era, right? From like the 1990s. So like he was supposed to be mimicking that guy. So that's weird that he's suffering from that voice. But then Yancey Senior is basically
sounded
just
bad too.
Yeah, well, he's supposed
he
to
does he does that voice on multiple TV shows and stuff like that. Like the guy doesn't have too much range in terms of just like quick voices.
No, you definitely know John DiMaggio's John DiMaggio.
You definitely know John DiMaggio, and I'm not faulting the guy whatsoever.
Nope,
there's
not at all.
lesser voice actors out there who only have 3 voices, and they still get hired, even one, and they still get hired, and people love them.
Yeah, that's true.
And
no, man.
I'm not trying to bash John DiMaggio whatsoever. It's just it's an age thing, but it confuses me because with, for instance, Billy West, all his stuff sounds a little slower and a little older, deeper kind of thing, right? The age of time, right? And mind you, Billy West is probably in his early to mid 70s, but John DiMaggio is only 55.
Not that old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so that was definitely noticeable.
I think that's a knock against this episode, which it can't really be controlled.
But
like I'm still gonna knock it.
It kind of can be. It's unfortunate that's the situation. Yeah. But it's also
to follow the lines of the voice thing here. Leo Wong
is off. I mean, obviously Leo Wong is off because it's not him.
Completely different actors. Completely different actor.
But he sounds wrong.
And he sounds very wrong. It's not even close. It's not even close. No.
He doesn't even.
It's like you doing an impersonation of me doing an impersonation of someone else. It's not going to work because I'm terrible.
He's just putting his own spin on it. At least with Earl, what's his name? The guy
Kevin Michael Richardson.
At least he kind of makes it sound like Earl. You know what I mean?
I don't know. John DiMaggio did such a great job of the "oh baby" kind of thing, right? So
yeah, I know, but still, but you can tell it's Kevin Michael Richardson, but at least he still sounds a little bit more like Earl, right?
Who is also a great voice actor.
I was even going to say Bubblegum Tate does not sound like Bubblegum Tate, especially because you and I just did the episode where they first came out for our review, right?
Yes, Phil LaMarr,
yeah. So
I'll have to re-listen to that part with him because I didn't hear it too much, and mind you, I wasn't looking for it, so
sure. I just as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, that sounds different. Just sounds different. But in any case, if we talk more about this story now, overall, Fry, like, I want to give credit where credit is due. I had said in our discussion review way back when
the trailer first came out and the episodes, yes.
Well, not even the trailer, just like when
and I just the episodes, right?
With the episode names, right? Yeah, when we were talking about those predictions, at the end of that discussion video, I had said, please, part B, please put Fry as a main character again. And they did.
And they did. I just give them credit where credit's due. Yeah. It's good to have the main cast be the main cast.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do love the fact that they brought in like a younger Fry, and I don't think we've seen Fry this age before. So I did like this. And Yancey Jr. was played by Tom Kenny. I think they did a good job on that story because it was just as an older brother who I saw my brother today for the first time in a while. It was good to see him and good to go like, yeah, go younger brother kind of thing, right? Sure. And that's what birthday parties were for. Yeah.
Well, actually, there was one thing I kind of noticed was like, Yancey doesn't seem jealous of Fry at all. Like, if anything, the Gedgie role seems like that would have been a Yancey role. You know what I mean? That whole time. And then Yancey would have like turned Fry's friends against him.
See, now that would make canonically more sense and everything.
Yeah, but just because at the time, but he's like, yeah, brother. Like, I was like, That doesn't sound like you.
Yeah,
At this
I
point in your
know.
life, Yancey's like super jealous of Fry.
Oh yeah, maybe
So
this is before the whatever 7-leaf clover's
7-leaf clover.
found, so they don't have that thing
Oh,
because that's when
we just did
a
this
divide
episode too,
happened.
didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah,
See,
it was our most watched one.
let me see. Let me see. Let me
Um,
see. That, you know what? That may have been just before. Like this, like his birthday party would have just been before they found the 4-leaf clover or 7-leaf clover, because I
you think
think they were
was he
supposed to
10?
be. He would have been in his like early teens.
So this is 8. So this is still before
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
this is before the conflict happened. So canonically we're making sense of this, but as always I need to pull my little sticky note of suspension of disbelief and stuff like that.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
we're trying to make this work, and I think it works. I think it works. This is before they kind of became conflictive with each other. And
Yeah, because
so,
they obviously were playing together and they were having a good time together because they were playing basketball together, right? Like they were still friendly. They were still brothers. It wasn't until their blow up when they did the parachute
Suddenly,
pants dance off kind of thing, right? The hip
oh
hop.
yeah.
That was the
walk.
time when they blew up. Yeah,
Deep
the
space walk.
So, and then having Geji, I do like having Geji back, and I do
Yeah,
like this.
I did like that.
This history of like, oh, Geji's here and he's
good friends with Fry.
He used to be his best friend. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, that makes sense. So now we know who Geji kind of was back from Cold Warriors. That's pretty good. And it's sad what happens at the end. Like you feel for Fry. But anyway, that's kind of what I thought about this episode. I thought those were the positives. Honestly, the main negatives of it are it's not very funny. It's not very funny. There are a couple of episodes or a couple scenes that I thought
things like Zoidberg stuff and things like that. Like,
oh
no, sorry about your parents, Leela. Can I have their cake? That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
like it doesn't even skip a beat, right?
I don't know where the humor was coming from. Yeah, like I don't know what humor they were trying to go for in this one, because there's a whole thing too when Barbados Slim died. Oh no, my side piece.
My side piece. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Again?
The same writer who did this episode did the COVID one from last season, right? And I remember reading a couple comments on that one saying like, what is wrong with people? Because the whole the thing with Barbara, Barbados Slim, and Hermes has been resolved that she chose Hermes, and that was fine
years ago.
Years ago. So the writer, same guy,
like one of the movies,
really does not like the relationship between Hermes and whatever her name was, La Barbara.
The thing is though, that seems to be the only thing they can write. That's the only thing they can write.
Is dissonance. Yeah.
If they have Hermes and La Barbara, what can those two characters share that
besides their son?
Yeah, with except for Dwight, who we did actually see in the previous episode, so that was nice to see like Dwight back in there as well. But yeah, it's strange having that happen. And then even like there was a couple of little gags. Like I do like we'll get to the Quids in a second, or the Quid aliens in a second, but like having them say like, oh, there's no rules. Oh wait, here they are. Oh, it says from ages 3 to 99, and then like the professor is like, oh, there's no reason. This is the reason I don't enjoy this. So I thought that was a pretty good line. That was clever. Okay.
As always, when they throw 1,000 jokes at you, which this episode it threw a lot, but not enough.
Yeah.
A couple will stick. It's just you know, everyone has different senses of humor. There's the general humor that everyone could like. There's little bits and pieces that people will miss. There's other ones that people are like, oh, that was really funny.
Yeah.
And this one just didn't. It had a few lines from Billy West characters, obviously, but not much. But the writing, I think, was the biggest issue with this episode. Like, it just kind of
lack of anything.
Yeah, I want to know what the bulletin point for this episode was from the producers or whatever. Like, oh, we want an episode that has something like Squid Game. Yeah. Oh, okay. And it's gonna be about Fry. Oh, okay. And it's gonna be dealing with kid games, like a birthday party. All right, go for it. And
right. And it's like, okay, so so why couldn't they have finished this off with Fry won these things, and then Geji thought he was cheating, and then they just ended it like this, and then it was just like, oh, now I've resolved because now like my new best friend Bender sees that I didn't cheat, but that didn't really happen. He killed him.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like
one of the ones. One of the comments from Reddit that I saw that made perfect sense, and I thought what was a great way to end it was basically he agreed with us that the ending was too like quick and just like over and like no resolution. And he wanted to say like, I wish that they showed Fry's mom confronting him with a guilty look for accidentally ruining his party by helping him. And that could
Right.
have been a tearjerker with someone saying like it must have been tough not having anyone in your corner. And then Fry would say, I did have one person, which would have been his mother.
Sure.
So something along the lines
Somebody.
there. But
Yeah.
the thing is they probably could have taken out one or two of the like the musical chairs and the pinata one, maybe the quick ones,
Mm.
and then added that
Out of
heartfelt in,
that.
which
Well,
would have been more to it, right?
I agree. The only issue though is that then the whole plot of the episode doesn't need to happen because the whole reason this starts is because Fry's sad,
Yes,
right?
agreed
So
and stuff like that. But
yeah, so if there was
yeah,
actually so that's the thing, right? They wrote themselves in this thing like there is not supposed to be a resolution by the end of the episode, so that the episode can happen in and of itself,
yes,
which is just the way it is. Like
stupid.
Fry doesn't like birthdays, so therefore they happen to crash land on this weird rock thing with these weird aliens that just so happen to make a Squid Game version of his birthday, of his eighth birthday, which so happens to be the one that he has no resolution for, and we see why. And it's supposed to be sad, but in the end, it just leaves us with like, why though?
Emptiness. Yeah, like
Like this, like we know what happens to Fry in the future. Like we don't have any reason for this resolution because we've already seen it. But in any case,
right, yeah, the whole past thing of like his mom feeling proud, like I helped my baby boy, and him being sad
yeah,
because he
like
loses his friends. That's
right,
more of a
like
beginning of a story kind of thing where
yeah,
like
I think
he
you had
gets to
said
have
this.
friends and
Yeah, well, I think you said this is that it seems like this is like a part one of something. Like we're now
yeah.
supposed to see something else happen that's supposed to go back and kind of fix this or something. But now we see but we know the future of Geji too. Geji and Fry are no longer friends, and Geji's actually kind of an ass to him. So
Mm.
this whole thing just it doesn't work.
The only way that they could resolve this, and I doubt that they would do this, is in the last episode. Otherwise, like what would have happened in this?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like otherwise, this would have happened. Otherwise, this would happen. They
Right.
won't do it though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the case. Now, last thing I want to talk about before we wrap up this quick review is okay. So during said discussion video where we did the predictions,
Yes.
you also found a Reddit user
I was trying to
who
find
had
this. I couldn't find it.
you can't find it. Because we have it on record. Like you can find it on YouTube 4 months ago. It's called the Futurama Discussion by us, the by My Shiny Metal Cast. And it is literally stating, as Mitchell reads it out, this character or this episode is about Fry dealing with aliens that replicate or like whatever recreate his 8th birthday party, and they play games. That is the most specific thing somebody could have said. And I even said in that video, that's got to be inside information. Because if he's right, that's got to be way too specific. And now that we know that he was right, because he also said something about the one amigo. Mind you, that one was a bit more vague. You know, oh, Vendu's going to meet a relative. He does, but that could have been a lot more vague. But this one was super specific. And what are the other ones? There was another one, Cuteness Overlord. He also specifies.
That one, yeah.
He also specifies something in Cuteness Overlord. It's about like these Beanie Baby type things. Which what do we see in the trailer?
Beanie Babies.
Fry, Zap Brannigan shooting a mirror, and there's a whole bunch of those cute Beanie Babies around. So this guy's an insider. Whoever this was, you found an insider, and he was right about like a few of these things.
Yeah.
Mind you, he didn't mention on all of the episodes, so that's. And I even said this too. He probably wanted to throw people off, but yeah, he knew what was going on. Yeah, very strange.
Oh yeah. It was a little weird because he got us on. I do for that video. We should probably put in our description so you can go watch that. And then they are time stamped now. I did that today.
Great.
So that way you can go to this particular episode and look at our predictions and stuff like that, and also go, oh yeah, they did say
a random tangent about people doing things like this when they spoil things or when they talk about things in public when people haven't seen it or read it yet, right? So there are things about this, but in any case, this is true. So if anybody wanted to know what was going to happen in the future of the season, for a few episodes, you can watch that video and you'll get a nice little hint about it because we talk about it. Mitchell makes mention of this particular Reddit post, Reddit user, and the person and what he says, and we compare our ideas. Oh, the other one was the coffee one, which is definitely for sure too because we saw the trailer.
Well, I mean, the title is called Planet Express, so that one's pretty easy to think about what it is.
But the idea was that they were going to be a coffee delivery company. That was my hope until you told me the Reddit poster, right? The Reddit user, and you said, oh, it's about the history of finding coffee, and that's exactly what it is. And now I'm disappointed because I said I was disappointed.
Yep.
Any case, that's the end of this one, any case, right? So
Oh yeah,
Quids game overall.
it ends very abruptly. It ends very abruptly. He
Yeah.
loses all his friends, and his mom's like, "I'm happy I helped my baby boy." There's no
Yep.
communication between him and his mom about
Nope. It's left on a tier on Fry, and it cuts to black.
Yeah.
That's it. As his friends walk away, glaring at him, his former friends. So he no longer has friends. So
Yeah.
it's actually just sad for the sake of. You know what? I mean, okay. Again, what is with bashing Fry? What is it with since Hulu began? All they have done is either made fun of Fry or just broken him down and made him useless. Even in the episode that focuses on him, they make him an absolute loser.
All right. Well,
They
okay.
say he's a
well,
loser at the beginning, so his parents cheat for him, make him win all these games, and then he loses his friends. And that's it.
Let's go this character by. Let's talk about the main three. Okay. So Fry, he was a loser. He was shown to be a loser and still a loser.
Yeah.
Leela, not written very well in this episode. She didn't back up Fry whatsoever. Like, there's no like, oh,
She
I love you,
asks
Fry.
him to cheat for her.
Yes, because she
Like,
was
she does think she's
was
gonna get
frightened.
killed.
She was frightened
Yeah.
about that, which is not Leela, because one of the best lines that I love about her is I can't remember the concept, but she's like, never. Well, then you'll have to do this. Also never. Never. And that's Leela. She would go and hiya, kick someone. But
Exactly.
she didn't do
She'd
that this
fight the
episode.
aliens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so
they're just not.
I just gotta mock the writer of this episode. He's not well versed in the lore of Futurama, the characters of Futurama.
Oh, and then just so happened to have like the ending episode or ending part of the episode where Fry like asks for his eyes to be removed so
Yes.
that he cannot cheat, and that way everybody knows that he does not cheat because he doesn't want Bender to think he cheats. And Bender has all of his quote unquote vital organs in his ass, and Fry happens to stab him in the ass. Like, who wrote this? This is so bad. Like, why would you? This doesn't make any sense for anything. This is all for the sake of making this plot go forward. This is like the epitome of this. You write the elements of a story just so the story can happen. This is not good storytelling.
No.
So, no, this episode is actually not very well constructed. There are some humorous things. It's nice to see some old characters, but that's it.
Yes. Yeah. It was good to see the chicken. It was good to see Saul. It's one
Saul
of the
is
versions
there,
of
yeah.
Saul.
Oh, and the grammar thing. I thought that was a pretty. I kind of interested in the grammars. Like, I thought that was okay. That's kind of funny.
Right. And another thing too, I said this at the beginning of this year. They got one of the character models wrong.
Right.
Leela's dad. What's his name again? Is it Maurice? Morris.
Morris. Yeah, Morris.
So
yeah,
he's a mutant, right? He's supposed to have a sucker as a mouth, so they put his mouth on sideways, right?
Oh, so now it's forwards?
They drew it normally in this one. Mind you, it only had like one line or something like that. And I think it was at the beginning of the surprise thing where they're all like surprise and normal mouth. And like it's.
But you notice.
Yeah, it's just like I knew it looked wrong. It looked wrong to me, and I had to go back to it. I was like, oh.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
So I feel like the care and love for Futurama is not done the same. And I also want to say something else. So this has nothing to do with this episode in particular, but John DiMaggio apparently put out some words and stuff like that, and apparently he was bashing Futurama fans. And
did he?
Well, I don't know if he was necessarily going like this and that, but basically all he was saying was just like, people always like it's not as good as the first couple seasons. It's the same people who are behind Futurama, it's the same writer, same everything, and people just think they know more than those people. It's like, well, yeah, times have changed. I'm not going to disagree with that. It's not the year 2000 anymore. It's 2024. Comedy has died quite a bit. I'm not saying it hasn't.
Things have changed, yeah.
But you hire people who don't work into this. Yeah, respect. Thank you. They don't respect the lore, and so they hire people who like, well, I'm a young writer, and all those idiots before me they're all racist bigots or whatever, or they're old people. They don't know what's in right now. I'm better, and then they do stuff like this, and it's just like, this was sad.
But the difference is though, most of these writers are not writers that are just hired on. They've been around since at least the Comedy Central run. They've been around for a while. They should.
I want to double check that one for this guy because I think this guy only has this one and the
previous
COVID one.
The COVID one. Okay. So barring this person and maybe one other or two other people from before though, but majority of the writers of Futurama, even currently, have been around. But even them, even their episodes are passable at best. Nothing has been that good.
Yeah, I would.
So
I would put this one down as the second worst episode ever.
this episode?
This episode, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I definitely put Rage Against the Vaccine much lower than this. Much, much lower. Zap
I like
gets
that one a little bit
canceled.
more than you did.
Zap gets
Okay, yep,
canceled.
there we go. Third worst then. Sorry,
The Popper,
my fault.
Yeah, yeah, no way. Or not Popper. I keep calling it Prince and the Popper. Prince and the Product. Like those three.
Looking at all the episodes here, I just quickly did a search on Wikipedia. He's only written this one and last season's Rage Against the Vaccine. He only did those 2 episodes.
So I would say as a newer writer, I don't think whoever this person is, I don't think they understand what they're trying to do. And even if they do have a lot of people helping them with writing it, I don't think there's a lot of conversation about, oh, why did you use Geji versus Yancey? Why are you adding all these rando people into this, aside from the idea that you want to make a parody of Squid Game? Yeah. In fact, why do you want to make a parody of Squid Game? Like, where are the questions? Like, where does this actually fit in the overall narrative? Because at least all the other episodes of like comedy, even Comedy Central, but especially for their original Fox run, there was an underlying meaning of all these episodes.
Exactly.
There was something that you would learn from these. I mean, TV shows rarely do this now. It sucks, but Futurama should have been better because they had it's the same. It is the same creators. It's the same people still running this, same voice actors even.
Yep.
So it's just, this is not the reason. If we can comment towards John DiMaggio's comment, the reason that people think that they know better is because they do. These are the people who've actually watched the show and they've followed it and they do reviews like we do. We understand what's going on. We want to see, like, when we come up with ideas like, oh, that's a thing that Bender would do. The reason we know that is because that's how they've written Bender.
Exactly. A character lore, whatever the word I'm looking for is.
If we
respecting what's come before you.
Character. If we see something, we're like, why is Fry not in any episodes anymore?
Yeah, that was last season.
There's a problem about this, right? Like, there's a reason we are very vocal about our displeasure with these episodes, is because it does not feel like they care about these characters anymore, or at least they don't care about the storytelling. That's what Futurama was doing differently than what The Simpsons did. That's what they were doing differently than what Family Guy was doing, what King of the Hill was doing, any of these other shows. This was their thing. So it sucks because Futurama is a wonderfully created show, but they are not taking it seriously. That's what it feels like. But in any case, we've gone on a little bit too long for this one, but that's just a small rant on our case on this one. But in any case, overall, I would say
it's a bear pass
5.
for me. It's like a bear pass. Yeah, like it wasn't terrible, but like it's so not good.
Only because there's a few little jokes that are good in there. I do like seeing
Fry as a main character,
a younger Fry, and Fry being a main character, and all this kind of stuff. I do enjoy this. Voicing could be better, but that's another issue. We don't really have to. That's not really part of the story. We'll just say the voicing is one of those things. But yeah, overall, again, same with the One Amigo. No resolution, no ending that really seems to fit what they were trying to talk about within their story. This is very strange. So yeah, I'm going to go 5.5 on this one.
I'm going to stick with 5. Like it's just a bare minimum pass.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for us then. Thanks again, Mitchell.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us rant, guys.
Yeah. We'll talk to you soon, all right? Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.